So we're doing a top end, measuring squish. Already peeled off the old gasket, made sure to scrape everything. I cleaned it with brake cleaner, made sure there's no dust. Stuff a rag in there to make sure that nothing falls in while you're scraping the little bits of base gasket. Got your caliper. This is a precision instrument, don't drop it. Always make sure it's zeroed out before you start. So just measure your old one just to get you a baseline. You got 0.25 on the one that I removed. Gasket kit comes in 0.2, 3, 4, 5. So I put the 0.3 is what I put on there. It just gets you a baseline, kind of should get you in the ballpark. This is a catastrophic failure, so we got a new cylinder, new piston. I'm still going to brake clean and air dry this whole cylinder. Make sure that there's no dust or anything, any problems with it. And I'm going to go get some fresh oil, 2-stroke oil that we'll be using on this, burning in this engine, and we'll be back. Alright, so Vittorazi will tell you to lubricate the piston and the rings. Always replace your wrist pin bearing, and might as well do the wrist pin. Usually they'll come with the circlip already installed on the back side. You got the arrow pointing down to the exhaust. It'll show you that you need to put the circlip just shy of that notch, a little bit into the notch. Obviously all these are tight tolerance parts. Don't force anything. You just kind of light finger pressure when you're putting this in. If you're forcing it, then it's got to be crooked one way or another. You've got your piston rings, you got the reliefs. You want to make sure that they are lined up in the middle. The other one's up there. You just got to make sure that that's lined up so that they don't come in contact with it when you're installing the cylinder. And also, make sure you don't mar up with the circlip or with your tool. Don't mar up the piston area. If you do, make sure that there's no burrs that are hanging out that will score up your cylinder wall. So we got our clean cylinder, exhaust port. Make sure the piston rings are lined up. Again, you should never have to force anything. You can literally just use your fingertips on either side of the cylinder just to engage the rings. Okay, take a couple tries to kind of back out, press the ring, get it on there, second on. You're not pinching a gasket, no funny business. And there you go. Got an installed cylinder. So you got the solder on there. The squish spec is 1.35 to 1.55 millimeters. So obviously your solder needs to be thicker than that. Some electrical solder comes in like 0.5, so that wouldn't work. I got grease on there just to hold it. You want it right across the pin axis so that you don't get any rock factor with the piston all the way across, so it's just a nice even, doesn't put any awkward pressure on one area of the piston or the bearing or anything like that. So you do that, you torque on the head, what is it, 16 Newton meters I believe, and you're going to slowly turn it over just to, you know, get it past TDC, so that it squishes that, and then we'll pull it back apart and see what our measurement is. So it's torqued, 16 Newton meters, crisscross. Spark plugs out obviously, because we're just checking squish. You got to turn it over just past TDC. I don't like to put all that strain on the starter. This one's got a modified starter. So we're just going to move the starter out of the way so I can gain access to the nut. Got a nicely squished piece of solder. And pull that out. Again, make sure your caliper is nice and zeroed out. It's fun doing this one-handed. 1.5, 2, For the hell of it, I'll measure the other side. 1.51, 1.52, nice and solid on it. There we go, that's looking nice. Alright, so we're looking good. We can clean the grease off the piston. Make sure there's nothing up there in the combustion chamber. Make sure you clean your whole O-ring groove, like sealing surfaces, nice and good, free of oil. We know that our squish is good on it. I can put my starter back together, torque it down with copper paste on the brand new copper nuts that you got. And yeah, you just did a top end. Great job. Here we go. That's a motherfucking Moster right there, baby.